We'll start with the installation of the device. Connect the power cord. If you use a Discosmash control panel, connect the 9-pin cable. If you don't use a Discosmash control panel, connect the output with an RCA cable to where your music source used to be connected. Connect the input with an RCA cable to your music source. The X20 has two SD card slots, one of which is internal memory. One is external. The external SD card must strictly be 32 GB and can only be used to copy sounds. The X20 is supplied with an internal SD card, so no external SD card needs to be present during use. The remote port is used to play sounds via external connections, one at most. When a sound is played this way, it overrides all other sounds you are manually playing at that moment. Which sounds are used is set with the DS-config application. You have 20 numbered buttons. Depending on how you configure the soundbox, each button can contain a sound. You also have banks, which you select with the up and down arrows. When you play a sound, the corresponding button starts blinking and a progress bar appears, showing how much longer the sound will last. While the sound is playing, you can stop it by pressing the lit up stop button. You can adjust the overall volume at any time with the plus and minus buttons. On the right side of the screen, you see a volume bar showing the current volume. To open the menu, press E, after which the software version also appears in the top right of the screen. When you're in a menu, the buttons you can use in that menu light up. If you want to undo an action, you can press 0. You can navigate with the 20 numbered buttons or with the navigation buttons. To open the Banks menu, press E first, then 3. To create a new bank, press 1, then give the bank a name using the navigation keys and press E to return to the menu. To delete a bank, press 2, then select a bank and confirm your choice. And press E to return to the menu. To rename a bank, press 3. Choose the bank in question and change the name with the arrow keys. Press E to save and return to the menu. To create a new timer, press E first and then 2, and then 3. You can now enter the name of your new timer using the arrow buttons. When you're done typing, press E. Next, you'll see a list of all sounds from the internal memory. Choose the sound you want to play first and press E again. Next, you can set how many seconds the timer should wait after the sound has finished playing. Use the buttons 0 through 9 for this. You always have to enter 3 digits. You can also use the navigation buttons up and down to adjust the time. Once the correct waiting time is set, press E. Now you can choose whether you want to add another sound after the waiting time. You can repeat this process as many times as you want. When you press No, the timer is saved. To delete a timer, choose option 4. Select the timer you want to delete, press E and confirm your choice with yes or no. To start a timer, press number 1. You'll now get a list of all available timers. Make a choice, press E. If you want to return to the timer menu, press E again. If you want to stop a timer, press number 2, and press E again to return to the menu. To record a sample, first open the main menu by pressing Me, then go to 1 and then 1 again. Lastly, press 2. Now you have to choose whether you want to record with a Discosmash PA or via the input port. After you've chosen this, you can enter the name of your new sound using the navigation keys. Once you've entered the name, press E. To then actually start recording, press E again. A timer will then show how long you've been recording. You can stop the recording with the stop button. Once you've done that, you can press E again to save the sound and return to the menu for new sounds. Before you can play the sound, it still needs to be linked to a button, but we'll cover that shortly. To copy a sound from the external memory, you first need to go to the main menu by pressing E, then go to 1, then to 1, and then choose 1. Now a list of all sounds on the external SD card appears. You can select the sound you want to use with the up and down arrows. Use the right arrow to briefly listen to the sound first and press E to confirm your choice. Now you can choose the name of the sound. Press E again to continue, after which the device starts copying the sounds. When the device is done copying, press E to return to the menu. To edit sounds, open the main menu with the E button, then 1, then 2, and then choose the sound you want to edit, then click E to edit the sound. If you want to link a sound to one of the 20 buttons, press 7. Now press the button you want to use to play the selected sound. Press stop to go back and press the E button to continue. To trim a sound, choose 1 in the Edit Sample menu. The start marker is now automatically selected and you hear the beginning of the sound in a loop. By moving the marker further left or right with the navigation keys, you can change the starting point. A counter shows how many seconds you've cut off. Once you've set the start marker correctly, press the down arrow to select the end marker. Set this marker the same way you set the start marker. When you're done, press E to save the settings. If you don't want to save the changes, press the stop button to go back. If you want to delete a file from the internal SD, press button 2. You'll be asked to confirm your action, then confirm your choice with yes or no. Using the arrows and the E button, and once the deletion is complete, you can press the E button to continue, after which you return to the Samples menu. If you want to copy sounds from the external memory, choose 3. Now you can change the name using the navigation keys. Press E to confirm your choice. Then the copying will start. Once the device is done copying, press E to return to the Edit Sample menu. With the tone offset function, you can adjust the tone of a file. This way you can make all sounds sound the same. Press 4. Here you see 3 bars: bass, medium, treble. If you never change them, they will always stay in the middle. You can adjust all 3 bars with the navigation buttons. Each step is around 1 decibel. Moving left makes it softer, moving right makes it louder. When you're done adjusting, press E to save. If you don't want to save your changes, press the stop button. By using the volume offset function, you can adjust the volume settings of a file. This way you can make sure all your sounds play at the same volume. When you press 5, you see a volume bar. Normally, the bar is set in the middle. If you want to adjust the volume, use the navigation buttons left to make it softer and right to make it louder. To save your adjustments, press the E button. To continue without saving, press the stop button. There are 3 different priority levels when you play different sounds. The highest priority is the remote port. The lowest is sounds started by timers. The level in between is manually played sounds. To increase the priority level of a manually played sound, you can open menu 6 and choose whether it can be overridden by another sound, yes or no. The priority level determines which sound is played when multiple sounds try to play at the same time. If you want to select a different language, you can open the first menu with 4 and then open the language menu via menu number 2. There, you can set the desired language and exit the menu again with the stop button. When you open menu number 3, also known as the Master Tone Control menu, you can move the bass, treble and medium bars to the desired settings. Afterwards, you can choose to save the settings with the E button or exit the menu without saving by pressing the stop button. If you save with the E button, the current master volume is also saved for the next session. There are only 2 error codes that can appear on the screen. The first is no communication. If this error code appears on the screen, it's best to contact us. The second error code is error 1. This error code appears on the screen when no internal SD card is found. Remove and reinsert the SD card into the slot a few times.